at dropshipping, I failed at social media marketing, I failed at my other ventures. And the reason why I failed them...
Lara Acosta. Lara is a personal branding coach.
She helps CEOs and founders to build their personal brands on LinkedIn.
As an entrepreneur who masters the organic marketing, she her first $10,000 without a logo and without a website.
So find something that really makes you tick for at least 6 months. 6 months of hard work and dedication can literally change your life. I made my first $10,000 with no logo, no website, and no pitch deck.
I see your engagement, it's rocket, till the rocket. How do you beat the algorithm of LinkedIn?
There is no price tag to the happiness I feel now for going for entrepreneurship and doing what I do right now.
I need to understand, how did you move into LinkedIn and what's your story into LinkedIn?
I wake up every day and I am excited to live life. I've never felt like that in my entire life. Lara, you don't need to scale. You don't even want to scale. You don't want to hire people. I'm happy that the reason why I'm not good at jobs is because I don't like talking to people. I don't like managing people. I just like chilling on my own, doing my thing. So why would I need to scale? So no, I don't want to scale like at that level with ads and funnels and acquisition and cold email. Like not right now. I'm good. I don't have the capacity even, that's just me being honest. There's a lot of ego involved in business. The way you need to do it is you need to optimize your profile. So from your banner to your photo to your feature section, there needs to be calls to action everywhere. You need to be very clear on who you are, what you do and who you do it for. Otherwise people won't know who you are, they won't buy from you. You need to make it easy for people to actually know how you can help them. It's not about you again, it's about them. Like what is the problem that you're trying to solve? I built an entire inbound business from LinkedIn. I've never...
Organically.
Organically.
Unleash podcast is sponsored by Expose-Me.
Lara,
Hi.
are you ready to unleash?
Yes, I'm excited.
Can you tell me what is the percentage of unleashing today?
Unleashing 100%.
This is what we need. Lara, I loved your existence and the inspiration on LinkedIn. I've been following you since a long time. Maybe I was like second connection, but Darren Lee, when he came last time in my podcast and told me that Lara's here, I said, I have to interview her. Really. I appreciate your existence.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. How was your trip to Dubai?
Lovely. I love Dubai. So sunny and so free. Feels like, yeah.
I understand. You missed this on London, right?
Yeah, no sun in London, just cloudy. Very different.
Yeah, I understand this. Question, always I ask this question. Why you're an entrepreneur?
Why am I an entrepreneur? It's a good question. I never actually wanted to be an entrepreneur. I hated the idea of it. My parents are entrepreneurs, so I always saw them work endless hours, doing crazy things, and I was like, I just want a normal life. And then I grew up like wanting to be the anti-entrepreneur. I just wanted a 9 to 5, be in the rat race, follow rules, And then I realized that I just wasn't born for that. I was raised by entrepreneurs, so I couldn't. And every time I would go and try and get a job, I would get rejected because like the job applications in the UK are really hard. And it just got to a point where I had to just go for it and like start something on my own.
How did you find that? No, I just applied for many jobs, but I need to pursue when did you find it? Entrepreneurship.
It was out of desperation. It wasn't because I was like, oh, I have this feeling that I want to be an entrepreneur, like I want to make a change. It was just like, there's nothing else there. And I know I'm really good at marketing and all these jobs are rejecting me for no reason. Like I sent about 100 job applications, like graduate students, whatever. And I couldn't get anything. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna start my own thing. And my dad was like, you should look into this thing. It's called social media marketing. Like, have you tried it? And I was like, yeah, I've seen around, like, but it's just, I don't think I've got it in me. And he's like, just give it a go. And I borrowed like $500 from him to buy a course.
What kind of course?
It was a drop shipping course.
Oh, e-commerce, huh?
Yeah, e-commerce. It's like, because I didn't want to do social media management from the start. So I bought a drop shipping course and then kind of just fell into the entrepreneurship rabbit hole from there.
So from that moment, I need to understand, how did you move into LinkedIn, and what's your story into LinkedIn?
Yeah, it's actually quite crazy. So LinkedIn was never in the cards. Like I was doing Instagram, TikTok, drop shipping, Etsy store.
Totally different. It's totally different way.
Crypto.
Yeah.
I was like dabbling onto Twitter a little bit because of crypto, trading. I tried that, everything. Nothing to do with LinkedIn. And then I started doing all of that during the pandemic, and I was in Mexico. I had come back home and I couldn't go back because of the pandemic. Like I couldn't actually physically get back. So I was like, okay, I need a way to get back into the UK. My visa had expired. So it's like, I want to go back and do a master's. Like I love academia. I love studying. I love education. I love, learning things. Like I'm addicted to learning. And I was like, I want to give this a shot. I want to get into one of the best universities in the country, and I want to see if I got it in me. Like I wanted to just see what I was made of, right? And academia just always felt like something I was meant to do. I'm like an immigrant. Like my parents always want me to have the best education. I was like, I'm gonna do it for my parents to make them proud and be like a first generation Latina that's like got her master's degree from the UK. It just felt like I had to carry the legacy for the family, and I felt like I needed to. So I went for it, and I applied to all of these universities, and they accepted me.
Yeah.
But for me to get there, I needed references for university, and I didn't have any because I just didn't keep in touch with my school teachers. So I was like, okay. And I deleted my LinkedIn at the time during the pandemic because I hated it.
When was that?
I hated LinkedIn. It felt like a stupid platform for me. Like it's so cringy, filled with old people, and I was like, this platform sucks. I hated it.
I tried to apply for many jobs. Education
got rejected. I was seeing my ex-boyfriend like being like, oh, I'm so happy to announce that I just got a new job. Like my friends from school, like just living life. And I was like unemployed, sad, depressed. So I was like, I deleted LinkedIn. I actually deleted my account.
And when was that?
It was like 2020, 2021. Oh my God. So when I was trying to apply for university again, I had to open my LinkedIn again. And so I started from zero. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try and make this look nice. And watched a Gary Vee keynote speech. It's like you need to get on this right now. It's like LinkedIn is a new thing. Like Gary Vee was like, you need to get on this right now. You didn't listen to me when I was talking about TikTok and like LinkedIn is about to blow up and you're missing your chance. This was like a 2021 video. And I was like, I listened to the man. I studied a couple posts. I looked through the platform and I was like, okay, I can do this. And I posted, and my first couple posts did really well.
Wow. Can you tell me what was this post about?
So my first post went viral. It was an introduction post. It got about 4,000 likes in 2 days. Yeah.
What was that post about exactly?
It was just me, like, hey, I'm Lara. I'm new to the platform. How are you? And I feel like at the time there was a massive need for authenticity in the platform. 2 years ago, even 3 years ago, the platform was very like strict, like very rigid. There was no source. There was no personality. And I was like, hi,
this is me.
This is me. I do all these things. If you're interested in seeing the journey, let's go.
And at that time, you didn't have something in your mind, just you post for the sake of posting,
so,
right?
Yeah, I had all my entrepreneurship attempts in there, like dropshipping and social media marketing. I had the social media marketing agency I was running, attempting to there. So I was like talking about marketing. And I was like, yeah, hey, I'm going to be talking about this. I'm a powerlifter. I do this. I like Alan Watts. I like Nikola Tesla or whatever. And just people like different things about it because I was like so honest. And I don't know what I'm doing.
Very authentic.
Yeah. I was like,
it's me.
It's not, yeah, like if you met me, like that's what I would sound like. So, yeah.
I'm so interested just to understand how from 2020, just starting from there, you just build this influence and inspiration just like very short period. What is the secret behind this? There are a lot of secrets. We are revealing it and we will unleash it.
The secret, I'm obsessed with social media. Like people see the come up with, it was so quick, like 2 years, 3 years, but it actually, I've been consuming social media since I was like 8. So it's been a while. So I've collected like information. I know how a hook works. I know how psychology works. So it's like because I consumed it so much. So the secret for me, like my unfair advantages, has been my addiction to social media from a very young age. I've watched YouTube, like Vine, all of those videos. I always found it really interesting. Social media has always piqued my interest, and I've always wanted to play a part in this thing. And LinkedIn has given me the platform to do that.
This is lovely. When we talk about hooks, and I see that you're amazing in copywriting, okay?
Thank you.
Would you just share with our audiences some of the great hooks that they can use it and they get like great engagement in that way?
Yes, so the idea with the hook is to give away everything that you're talking about in the post without over-explaining. A common mistake that I see people make is that they treat the hook as like a book title. Yesterday, so like the unleashing the power of client acquisition dot
ChatGPT.
how to do this, and then the emojis.
Yes.
And I'm like, firstly, I can tell that's ChatGPT. Secondly, like you wouldn't even read that yourself. Thirdly, what are you unleashing? There's no context or like specificity. So for a hook to be great, it has to be specific. It has to have a before and after, and it has to have a keyword that people are interested in. So usually it'd be like 3 tips to grow on LinkedIn in the next 70 days. That's very specific. I'm telling you exactly what you're going to do, how long it's going to take you, and immediately you're interested because I gave you the answer. So instead of being like, oh, today we're going to be talking about how to grow on LinkedIn by being more authentic online.
So I scroll down.
Just be like, this is what you're getting, and if you keep on reading, this is exactly what you're going to like see. And how I actually got good at hooks is just by consuming consistent information and videos. So on YouTube, it's the exact same thing. When you're watching a YouTube video, if you're not hooked within the first 5 seconds, you're gonna like you leave it. The best example is when you're looking for instructions on how to build a table. If you don't see how to build a table immediately, you go and look for another video.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do it in your own content? So the problem with hooks and how I explain it to my clients is like, stop producing content like you don't consume it. People are judgy, like you like content all day. So why are you producing content that you wouldn't even like yourself?
The span, I think, and the attention of people right now, it's very short, very, very short. The question now, we got onto the hook, okay? Sometimes when I go on LinkedIn, people, they can get you like a good hook, but the meat is inside, doesn't add any value. How can we just continue and build this value for our personal brand in your content strategy? Let's say I have the hook, but when always I see your content, it's amazing. There is something psychologically is pushing me to read till the end. After the hook, how did you just let your audiences move till the end and take like call to action?
So there's 2 things here. I try for a post to be incredibly successful, the hook is 90% of it, but only if the post is good. So if the rest of the post is shit, then the hook doesn't really matter. To make your post good, it needs to be immediately applicable. Like there needs to be an immediate action that your reader is able to take after reading your post. This is what we call like the feel good emotion. Like when you're watching a TikTok as well, you watch the TikTok because of the hook, and then you stay because you're getting value immediately, and then you feel the dopamine. So how can you immediately inject that dopamine hit in your content? So you get the good hook, then the rehook, and then you add sort of like a lead.
What is the rehook?
The rehook is like when you have 7 steps to make your LinkedIn blow up in the next 10 days. And then without having to spend all day on LinkedIn. That's a rehook. Like a reason to like hook them back in without giving the answer straight away. Like you're actually kind of, how do I say it?
Just you reaffirm it.
You're removing the objection from I can't do it. I'm not gonna have.
They're
time.
afraid scared about something.
Yeah, so you give them the answer, and then you remove their objection. So like you disarm your reader before they even like have a chance to have an objection. And then with the lead, you're like telling them like a little story. Like this is you right now. This is where you want to be, and then here's the answer. So it's like you're telling a story within an actionable educational post, and then you take them through step by steps. People love step by steps. Like no one wants fluffy content anymore. We've got enough of that already, and ChatGPT is exacerbating that a lot. So people appreciate conciseness. Again, you have to keep on hooking the reader on and on and on again. And the easiest way to keep them hooked is giving them actions like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, conclusion. And that's literally how I operate with the majority of my content. And the reason for that is I am a very impatient person. If I don't get the answer straight away, I will leave. So I just treat my audience like they're me. And I'm the most judgy, impatient person ever. So it works out.
From your experience, because sometimes also when the post is very long, even if I get like great values, sometimes I got bored. What is the optimal characters that we can put inside a post that will drive the values, the hook, and get the people excited? Because I don't want people just one time they got bored and they'll never come back to me again.
I would say there's no optimal length as long as you're giving value in every single line. Like you have to treat every line of your post as a hook. That's the truth. If you can't take every single line of your post and each of them can act as a hook, then you have to rewrite the post. Otherwise, you're losing the audience. You have to rehook them on and on and on again. So even if your post is like this long or like this long, it doesn't matter as long as the post makes sense to keep on reading. When you find yourself adding unnecessary fluff, like background information that no one needs to know, then you're doing it wrong. So being aware of, okay, can people sort of make sense that I'm at home with my children without even telling them that I'm at home with my children, then yeah, people are smart enough to like understand context without giving it to them. So just don't focus on the length, focus on the value and how quickly are they able to apply everything that you're saying.
When I see your posts, I like that even you're just speaking about your story, but I find myself inside this story. And I also interviewed one of great people, and we were speaking about there is a difference between personal branding and personal bragging, right? too much, you know?
I love that. Yeah,
yes,
that's so true.
Some people, when you go inside their post, you feel that they are the hero in the story. They're not guiding you somewhere. When I look at your posts, you speak about yourself. But what I feel this is my story. How do you do it?
Oh,
how do you do it?
Thank you. First of all, thank you. That's the goal, obviously. My posts are never about me. They're always about you and the reader.
This is the secret. I need to understand how we do it.
So when I'm telling a story, this is called the educational storyteller method I use, where you lead with a story, so the hook is about you, and that's how you cannot relate. It's like you start with a story that everybody can relate to. Usually it's a pain point or like something, a connection point with you and me or like the audience. And then I lead with like a little bit of context, like at least 2 to 3 lines are about me. And then I turn it onto you and the problem that I use. So if it's like success, I flew my dad into Dubai this week. That's what success feels like to me. And then I talk a little bit about my dad for you to feel the emotion and you feel emotionally connected to the story because I'm talking about me and you see yourself in me. But then I talk about success. So that's the thing that's connecting the whole thing, that single keyword, and then how you can achieve success as well. So instead of me bragging, I'm sharing the moment. Exactly. I'm sharing the stage with everyone. And this came from sort of a point where I don't want to brag, but we're all in this together. And I'm being the voice for someone like me before, and like, hey, I'm doing this now, but here's how you can come and join the party too. You know, it's always been like that.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love the structure of it. It's amazing. Thank you. One of the things that I see your engagement, it's rocket, till the rocket. How do you beat the algorithm of LinkedIn?
The what?
The algorithm. Because, right now, you see, I read a lot about this, but sometimes, there is a base of how your impression will go and the likes and the engagement, like 2 or 3% from that number following that you would have. But when I see you just post something, it goes viral. How did you build this, and what can you share the secrets?
Yeah, the secret was I spent 8 hours a day on the platform for about 6 months, and then I had many networking conversations for the first 3 months of my LinkedIn journey. Every week I was having about 5 calls a day with people to network with them for free. I was spending so much time. So 8 hours a day on the platform, commenting, engaging, networking, leaving value, working on my content, calling people, and that's the secret.
That's amazing. A question, because I've heard a lot about this, and also I joined this pods. When you join the pods, is it harming your personal brand, or is it supporting your personal brand?
Pods,
yes.
They harm your personal brand. I do not endorse them. I do not support them. It's a very silly idea to join a pod because it's fake. It's fake support. A pod isn't, you're put in a pod with people that don't know you, don't care about you, and they're just doing it for
just just trade with me with one like and comment.
They're doing it for a self-serving reason that's nothing to do with your content. They're probably not even reading it. So ideally, you're actually wasting your time writing a post, buying this fake engagement for what? Nothing. And you're not getting better. You're thinking that you're getting better, but you're not. So I don't believe in pods. A lot of people think that me and some of my friends are in pods because we have this type of engagement. But what they don't realize is the amount of hours we actually spend on the platform building this authentic audience that supports us. And they don't see how many people we talk to every single day, how many comments we leave everywhere. Like at 2 a.m. in the morning, you'll find me on LinkedIn commenting, like networking with people, just supporting us.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason for that sort of support is because we give it back to every single person. So it's reciprocity bias. It's you're nice to someone, they're nice to you. You're nice. So we collected our favors. I did my reps, and now I can reap the benefits. But I keep on supporting the community. It's all about building a community that wants to see you grow. It's not about the likes or the engagement.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's nice. I am very lucky and very blessed. But for me, it was always about finding my tribe, and I found it on LinkedIn.
This is great. I tell you also my experience about that, because when I started joining LinkedIn at the beginning, I got just a lot of invitation as a pods. But what I realized after that, it's not authentic at all. And once you just, if you don't, some people even inside the pods, they'll tell you just something sarcastic. If you don't give like, they will just in front of everybody. Why you didn't give me like? Why you didn't comment? Blah blah.
Really?
Hey, I swear.
That's crazy.
So some people, even they are not on the same level of authenticity, or just same level of understanding, or same level of that. And by default, I start just to reflect what's happening. It doesn't add any value. And some people also, they are not within my target audiences, or we have totally different interests. And what I understand, once someone is giving you likes and just engage with you, thank you so much for sharing, blah, 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 all this. You will see the algorithm is also affected by the countries that they're living with.
Yeah.
And my country and my affection, or just the target that I am targeting, it's Gulf, but it's going somewhere, another countries. I found this, it's wasting of time. And everything. It's not pods, I mean, that you paid money, but some pods that you have like groups.
Right.
Yes, and you just give me like, I give you like, give me comment, I give you comment. But here is the good thing about it. Once I get out from that, yes, I would say that my engagement dropped like 40-50%, but I'm telling you, the reach and the impact and the people that I went, and it's totally different.
Yeah, there's no shortcuts to social media success. You have to have outstanding content, and then you have to build this community that supports you, and then consistently support them so they can back you up, and then you start winning. But it takes time, and people don't want that. They want a shortcut, but there isn't.
100%. If I ask you, what are those, if someone just want to post something on LinkedIn, what are those do's and don'ts you can give it to them as a support, just to have like a great engagement on LinkedIn?
So to have great engagement on LinkedIn, you have to do a couple of things. You have to be authentic, so be yourself. People want to like people. They're looking for someone to relate to. So you need to be relatable. You need to be your content needs to be incredibly actionable. You have to be a good storyteller, or you have to be polarizing. You have to give your opinions out there, or you have to have humor. So those 5 things you can apply onto your content immediately, and they'll boost your like engagement immediately.
What to avoid while we do just any post?
A 2-line hook. Never do a 2-line hook. Never. What else? Don't just post just to post. It's obvious. People are smart on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has like CEOs, they have founders, like very smart people. So people can tell when you're just writing something just for the sake of it, and you're actually disrespecting your audience by doing that to them. And to me, that's like, I would never do that for the just to post. I actually just always lead with value first, and then everything second. Ask yourself this question, like, how can I serve my audience today? That's how I start every single post. When I write, how can I help my audience? What can I do for them today? What do they need? Instead of being like, what do I want to write about today? It's more like be selfless and be hyper aware of what your audience is there for and what you're building it to be.
That's amazing. How many posts per day, or just per week, or per month? Because this question is coming always from people's mind. What do you suggest them?
It depends on the person and their ability to create content. So at the start, I was posting 5 times a week. Hypergrowth scaling mode for me was like one text post a week, 2 carousels a week, 1 storytelling post, and then another image post. So it was like leveraging what works on LinkedIn, which is carousels first, infographics, photos of yourself.
Selfie?
No selfies, please.
No selfies.
No selfies. And then text posts and then videos. So if you can do that 5 times a week, do it, because that's going to reap the highest rewards. But you have to do it at a quality, like a scale of quality, not just quantity, it's quality as well. Gary Vee has common advice like quantity over quality, like push quantity, post 5 times a day, do this. But the reality is not enough people have the knowledge of resources to post a lot of volume, because the content is going to be bad, it's not going to be interesting. So unless you're learning, then obviously post as much as you can so you can get your reps in. But in the meantime, post as many times as you can, minimum 3. Post an educational post.
3.
Yeah,
okay.
An educational post, a story, and then an actionable post. So mix both educational and storytelling. So there's a bit of both things that make your personal brand your personal brand. A lot of people do a lot of education, and that works for some people. But then they're like, oh, my audience doesn't know me. I'm like, yeah, well, obviously. So mix a bit of both. So whenever you choose to talk about yourself, people do recognize you, but also understand that you have the competence to talk about marketing or education or project management or whatever it is.
Lara, just a question. Do you think that LinkedIn is a platform that we can sell our courses, our coaching programs organically?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you do this?
I built an entire inbound business from LinkedIn. I've never
organically.
Organically. I only cold pitched at the very start, like the first 3 months, and I wasn't even trying that much. I was just like understanding the platform as it is. And yeah, the organic potential that LinkedIn has is amazing. It's just hit 1 billion users. Most of them are decision makers, and only about 2 to 3% of people on LinkedIn are posting actively. So the organic reach is massive compared to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. So yeah, you can definitely build a business organically.
How do you just build like a funnel? Let's say that I have a course, let's say that I have a coaching, I want to sell it on the back end.
Yes.
Because a lot of people that they prefer to go with Facebook and Instagram Meta to build their funnels on the back end. Because sometimes when you just, on LinkedIn, when you just have like a call to action, third party link or something, it hinders your reach on LinkedIn. So you will be always a slave under the algorithm, right? So how do you reach, or just how you build your funnel organically and take these people into your funnel?
So the first mistake people make with LinkedIn is that they're very lazy with their content. So they think that, okay, I'm just going to put the link to my website so they can go into my funnel and that's it, and I don't need to worry about, I can post whatever 5 times a week and just show up and something was gonna hit. That's what people think. I'll just keep on posting and something will take off at some point, and then there's my landing page and people are interested. There's no call to action, there's no like direct interest, people are not using
They don't
pain
understand
points.
what you do.
There's no pain points, there's no direct connection between them, the problem that their audience has, and their audience. Like, it's just so disconnected. I built my first $100,000 business on LinkedIn organically. Or with no website, no funnel, no fancy email, nothing, just my LinkedIn. So it's 100% possible. I've seen it happen with myself. I've seen it happen with many other people. The way you need to do it is you need to optimize your profile. So from your banner to your photo to your feature section, there needs to be calls to action everywhere. You need to be very clear on who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. Otherwise, people won't know who you are. They won't buy from you. You need to make it easy for people to actually know how you can help them. It's not about you again. It's about them. Like, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? So in your banner, it needs to be very clear. Okay, here's your problem. I've got the solution. In your headline, here's your problem. I've got the solution, and here's how we do it. Then your photo, you need to be, you need to look good. You need to look trustworthy. You need to look professional, and like the ideal person that your ideal audience is looking for, right? You need to like mimic that like dynamic, right? Like a chameleon. And then with your feature section, people misuse the section so much, like at the bottom. No one uses it. So you actually have the chance on your feature section to actually update it and put like 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things. I put different offers on there. Hey, you can book a call with me here. You can download this here. You can sign up to my newsletter here, and then it sends them onto a funnel.
Wow.
And it's acting as an actual landing page without me having to upkeep the website that I don't have.
This.
And then my content acts as the main interest. Like, they come through my content, they stay because of everything else. My personality, the way my profile looks, how it's organized, and the different options that they have to buy from me. I make it easy for them. People add too much friction between the post and getting to the link. Like, no one is going to go for like, oh, I have
this post is amazing. Okay, I go and buy from you quickly.
No one's gonna do that. Like, there's this fake idea that people just buy on LinkedIn. Like, it's not happening like that. Even if you say 5 spots left,
scarcity.
it just doesn't work like that. So people forget about that, and they forget to optimize everything else. So posting content is just the bare minimum, and then you have to optimize everything else. So like, it starts working like a machine.
I love this because I have never ever seen in your post some call to action, go here, go there. But I love the idea that you are just giving values, and once people they just land on your just profile, they see the feature that call to action come. Because I like your content.
Thank you.
I like this. I would go and book a call to action, just or a call with you. This is amazing. This is amazing.
It's called value first selling and like customer first selling, where you're leading with as much value as they can. They're like, oh, if this is free, what can I get paid? And it's incredible. And you're building this trust. That's how I built a following as well, because I never directly sold anything to my audience until a couple months ago.
People feel it.
They trust me, and that's what I want. I hate sales. That's why I didn't go into I used to do door-to-door marketing, and I hated it. I want it to be as genuine as possible, and I want people to know, hey, this is free. You can also pay, but I'm giving it all away anyway. It might take you a little bit more time to figure it out, so it's up to you. But here's everything I know. You've seen me grow from the very start. This is me.
That's amazing.
Thank
I
you.
like this because I'll tell you also from my experience. In the feature section, I use this to, I'm featured here in this magazine, I'm featured this, that, like this, but I like the strategy. Just if you want to convert leads, bring them, give them values, they will connect with you, and then you will give them the call to action.
Even if you don't want to convert leads, like, you can use it as as a magnet or something. So your newsletter,
ebook, something
ebook,
like
or a free resource as well. Just thank them. Yeah.
And you build just the funnel on the back end, right?
On the back end, but mine was like my funnel is Calendly, which is that's it. And
Yes, book a call.
you book a call, it's Calendly, then newsletter Beehive, and then for everything else is Typeform, so what they can apply for our services for the agency. Simple.
And in the back end, you have like email marketing, or just you close on.
I close on either DM or call. I don't have this email marketing strategy. I have an email newsletter, but I just kind of like just write and send memes to my audience, and they like it. I don't really sell on there.
If I told you just, why don't you use like Meta? Why don't you just scale it more with Meta, or just you can take like this money revenues and you can put it on that way and rescale it more? What do you think?
Yeah, this is actually very interesting. At the 6-month mark of my journey on LinkedIn, I started hearing about all of these business terms. I'm just a recent graduate from university. Like, I don't know what bootstrapping is. I don't know what scaling is. I don't know what SOPs are. I don't know anything. And now I start seeing all the big boys that are like scaling their agency to like 7-8 figures, whatever, talking about scaling. And I'm like, I need to scale. Scale what? Like,
which product, which services?
Like, you just started. Yeah. And it's there's this kind of peer pressure for every single entrepreneur to act like all the other entrepreneurs that, oh, I'm scaling, I've got systems, and I've got this, and I'm bootstrapping. And then you feel like you have to because everybody else is doing it. Then I realized it took me a while to figure it out. And a lot of calls with my mentors, I was like, Lara, you don't need to scale. You don't even want to scale. Like, you don't want to hire people. I'm happy that the reason why I'm not good at jobs is because I don't like talking to people. I don't like managing people. I just like chilling on my own, doing my thing. So why would I need to scale? So no, I don't want to scale like at that level with ads and funnels and acquisition and cold email. Like, not right now. I'm good. I don't have the capacity even. That's just me being honest. There's a lot of ego involved in business. You're like, oh yeah, I can scale to like 10 million, all of this. But do I really want to? No. Can I even do that? No. Is this going to drain me? Probably. So it's been like taking my ego back. You don't need to do that. Focus on what's making you happy, and that's it.
That's amazing. I will ask you a very hard question. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Now, if you just you have like a revenue of X, okay, as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And you have like an offer back from a very big company that will give you 10x. Will you accept? Yes or no?
So I've got revenue.
X.
Yeah, X.
They will give you 10x, but you have to leave this X as an entrepreneur, and you can work in corporate.
Oh no.
Why?
Absolutely not.
Why?
There is no price tag to the happiness I feel now for going for entrepreneurship and doing what I do right now. Like, I wake up every day and I am excited to live life.
Wow.
I've never felt like that in my entire life. So in this, like, just me pursuing my passion, which is business and creating content all day and kind of hanging out with my internet friends. And I'm in Dubai. Like, a job couldn't do this for me right now. Like, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Darren. Like, all of these people, all of these connections of people doing amazing things that were in such a similar wavelength. Like, no money is worth the success, fulfillment that I have right now.
It's amazing. Really inspiring, very inspiring. Last question that I will ask you. I like your energy. I like the way that you think. If there is a lot of entrepreneurs, they are listening to us. If there is an entrepreneur, she or he, they have a great idea and they try many times to make it work for their business, but for some reason it doesn't work. What is your best advice to them?
Focus. I failed at dropshipping. I failed at social media marketing. I failed at my other ventures. And the reason why I failed them, it wasn't because I couldn't do it. Because, like, in hindsight, I could do all of that. Like, it's the same thing. But I didn't have the focus or the drive and ambition to do it because I wasn't sold on it. So find something that really makes you tick and then go for it for a year, like for at least 6 months. 6 months of hard work and dedication can literally change your life. So find that thing, stick at it for 6 months, and then come back and tell me what happened. but don't come back before that. And I've had people, I'm so lucky. I've had freelancers that have done work for me for free, and all they asked for was a call back from me. And I was like, okay, yeah, of course. And he's like, look, I'm going to take all of this and I won't bother you. I'll come back in 6 months and you let me know how I did. And that was, for me, that's like peak entrepreneurship, where you're willing to just shut everything off, disappear, go and do your thing, and then come back and see the results. But after 3 to 6 months of dedication, that's it. That's all you need.
It's amazing. Lara, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
so
here
much for
today.
having me.
I'm really
And for your support.
just
I'm so grateful.
inspired by your story. Amazing, the inspiration, the contribution, the influence that you leave it on LinkedIn. Really appreciated coming here today.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best with a lot of impact and fulfillment. Thank you.
so much.
Thank you. Unleash is the bridge between my purpose and my mission. And my mission is unleashing the human greatness to its utmost potential.